morning friends, welcome back to the channel. A very warm welcomes to you all. I am here for the July edition. It's the 5th of August. I'm feeling really quite proud of myself. The last time that I updated was on the 13th of July for June, so it's not been a full month yet. But things are going to just get really hair-raising over the next couple of weeks, and it was like, it was do it now or I won't do it. And seems as I'm sort of managing to at least get my 1 a month video up, I'm like, I am not missing it. I'm not missing it this time. So lots of bits and pieces to talk about, but before we do, I would like to welcome back all of my returning subscribers. You all know who you are. Thank you so much for supporting my channel. And for those extra 40 new subscribers, welcome. I hope you like and enjoy the content on this channel. And for those of you that may be watching that haven't already subscribed, don't forget to hit the little subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up to let me know you like it. And don't forget to hit the notification bell, because that way you will be advised whenever I post new content. So now we've done the introduction. Hello guys. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I've done loads of stitching, because as you know, that's just not a thing these days. But there's a few things to talk about, and there's a little topic that I'd like to address towards the end of the video. So where to start? Where to start? It is August. July, August are always tricky months for me. They're always busy. It's full of family stuff, gardening, you know, barbecues, socializing, and I've done a lot of all of that. Probably more than I like. I'm actually really looking forward to having, like, you know, time out. I need some time out. But it's not going to end here. I've still got another couple of weeks in August where I'm away on the weekends, but I'll tell you all about that shortly. You're here for the whips. The whips. Whips, for those of you that don't know, works in progress. This is the stuff that I've been working on in July. So let's get to it. Now, I think I showed on my last video that I had a sneaky new start back in June. It is the Gather Moments stitching tray by Shepherd's Bush. I've got my notes over here because otherwise I will forget everything. It's a kit that I picked up from Nimble Thimble when I went to the Wrexham retreat. We did a nice little start on it back in June, and I wanted to share with you where I've got to, because I am absolutely loving working on this. I have to say. So let me just flip you over and we can have a little look. So here it is in all its glory. This is stitched on a 32 count Belfast linen. Like I said, it was a kit that came from Nimble Thimble, and I'm rocking with it. This is what it will look like. I've got the tray. Sorry about the glare. It's a thing. It's real, people. It's real on this video. So as you can see, Shepherd's Bush, and it's called Gather Moments. It comes with a tray, it comes with a backing board, and it comes with some padding so that I can make it all. And I'm loving it. Absolutely loving it. It's a perfect little train project for me to work on. I got so far on this, and I think in my last video I did actually say that this colour here, which one is it? This one. This colour here is Williamsburg green. And because it came as a kit, there wasn't enough. Either I wasn't frugal enough or there just wasn't enough. I'm not sure. It could be me. I'm not renowned for being particularly frugal with my thread. So I ran out. I contacted Nimble Thimble. I have to say, that thread turned up so fast. So fast. Considering that it came all the way from the States, I was like, wow. Wow. I didn't know what brand it was because it doesn't actually tell you on the chart. But as soon as I contacted them, they just sent me another piece, which was, it's going to be more than enough to get this finished. So I've got a little bit left to do, but when I say a little bit left to do, it's almost done. I mean, my plan is that I want to try to make sure that I sort of, what can I say? I want to try to make this so that I'm sort of like focus to the end now, because we've got all this. I've got some flowers to put here. So these flowers here still need putting in. So I'll put those in. There's a little bit of back stitch and a few little, like, tiny little motifs that need to go this side. And then on this side, literally, I've got this little house, this little beehive, the gather moments, and I think I'm done. I think I'm done. Now, the only snag is, she says, little snag. So you can see on the chart here, there's a little button. There's a little button there. And I don't know how, but it did come in the little kit. I think I've lost it. I think I've lost my little button that's supposed to go there. So I'm not sure what to do. I mean, I could see if I can find a button that's similar to that and put it there. Or I was thinking, because on there you've got like a beehive. I was thinking maybe I could find a little bee button maybe. But I don't know if that would look a bit funny. Because I quite like the fact that it's sort of so samplerish, and that button sort of, the colouring of it blends really nice with the pinks and the purples, whereas I don't think I've got anything that's like that. So I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about the missing button, but I've got the complimentary version to this. It's a Christmas theme one, I think, which I'm definitely going to do. And I think that one has still got the button, so I'm going to have to be careful and not lose the button of that one as well. But in all honesty, I'm saying that I've lost the button. I haven't really had a good search around for it, but it is such a small button. I'll guarantee you that it's gone. It's missing in action. So it is what it is, but I'm absolutely loving where I've got to on that. It is like, look at it. It's perfect. It's a perfect little piece. I love it. Absolutely love it. And it's so different to anything else that I've stitched on. As you can see, it's being stitched on a tiny little Q-snap. It's perfect for my train projects. So literally, I have this in my handbag. Let me take the chart out. Oh, I've just thrown my threads on the floor. I have this little sort of wallet thing. Like this. And then in here is where I keep all my stuff. You can see there's all like, it's got like a little felt bit there so that I can have all of my threads. I've got my scissors that go in there. I've got a needle threader as a just in case. I've got my threads. I've got a thread cutter. And then I put everything in there. And although my Q-snap doesn't actually fit perfectly in it, because I'm just worried about having like my stitching just floating around in my handbag. We all know how we feel about that. But because a project bag sometimes is too big, it just takes up too much room in my handbag, I do that. So I just slide it inside. And it works perfectly. It's a great little travel project, especially if like you're in the car or you're like me and you travel on a train when you go to work. It's perfect. And it's handbag sized. So love. So that got 18 days of stitching. I know. You can tell. I've been doing a lot of London work, so it's got a lot of love in the mornings. But that, honestly, I would say, other than maybe 1 or 2 evenings where I've just sat there and put a thread in, all of that has just been done on my commute in and out of London. I say in and out. It's always just in. By the time I'm coming out, it's like I've got narcolepsy and I'm asleep. I never make it out of my train. I never make it out of the station leaving London. I literally get on the train, fall asleep, and then it leaves. So never am I stitching in the evenings on the way home. This is all being done on the way in because I'm a bit more bright-eyed and bushy-tailed at that point. So I was more than happy with that. Next, I stitched on. Now you're going to all go, really? So part of my whip go, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, so part of my whip go was to stitch on my Afghan. Now, at first, I'm like, who wants to stitch on an Afghan in July? Who does that? Because it's like a blanket. It's huge. This is a monster. I will show you how big it is in a minute. But I was like, okay, there has to be a way to do this. I worked out a way of doing it. So I managed to do it with a hat just sort of hanging all over my lap. I used some clips and stuff to hold it off me so that it wasn't sort of hot, because we're in the middle of summer and it's like, it's summer and I'm stitching on this huge great Afghan. So obviously where I've got pictures of what it will look like, I will put those in so that you can see them. And this is where I've got to. So this is the bit that I'd already stitched. And then I went on to do the block below, which is different colours, very autumnal. Love that. But the bit that I've stitched on this month is this bit here. I did a Stitch With Me video where I was stitching on this. Like I say, I've managed to fix away. I don't stitch with it on my lap. I put a Q-snap around the block, and then I got some big clip type things to try and sort of like clip up all of the excess fabric so that it wasn't hanging all over me, because it's too hot for that. And yeah, I managed to get some stitching on this. So this is the Witchelt Family Farm Afghan. This is the 18 count fireside material. It's sort of like Hessian-y. I think they do another one of these with, I think it's like a green thread instead of the red, but obviously this one comes with the red. Absolutely love it. This one is stitched with DMC 4 strands over 2. I started this on the 17th of September 2023, and this one got 3 days worth of stitching. 3 days worth of stitching, which it only needed 2 and I managed 3, so I'm more than happy. But I have to share with you how big it is, because you don't really get the true sense of how big this is going to be until you see it in full size. So just as an example, so bearing in mind this is all folded up, that is where I've got to. You're going to have to excuse me, it's warm here, I've got my shorts on, so if you get a glimpse of the legs, it's because I'm in my shorts. I'm getting ready for work. So I always do my blocks on diagonals, and it doesn't seem to matter what project I'm working on. It's not just full coverage or heaven and earths. And so I start on that block, I went down and did this block, come across and do this block, and then what I will do is probably come across and do this block and then go down and do that block. Who knows? But it will be like a diagonal. But just to give you a true sense of the size, because this is how big it is. Would you look at it? It is absolutely enormous. It is an enormous piece of fabric, and it is like a blanket. I have like a blanket over me. It's huge. It's going to be great in the winter. I'm so looking forward to pulling this out and actually getting some stitching done. Oh, I've run over it with the chair. See, it's that big. It's like, look at it. It's a blanket. It's official. I love it. I love it. It's definitely going to come into its own in the winter. It won't be a train project, that's for sure, because there's no way that I could take this on a train with me. But it will definitely be one that will be in the living room next to the sofa, so that when I'm stitching I can just lay it out across my legs. But I love it, and I love the fact that there's, you know, different parts of it will have different colours in it. At the moment I'm still very much on the blue section because I'm on the sky. Let me show you on here, this one here, you can see they've left it so it's like fringing, but I'm assuming that they haven't quilted the back on this, and I don't know how I'd feel about having the back of my stitches on show. I mean, let me just have a look. I know no one cares about the back, but you probably will if you're going to see it. Yeah, no, there's no way I want anyone to see any of this. So I think I will definitely do where it's quilted at the back, and yeah, either a wall hanging or it will become like a quilt type thing that will, I don't know, sit on the sofa, not with the dogs on it, of course. But yeah, so the fact that I got 3 days on that and it only needed 2 days, I am more than happy with that. But it's definitely one of those projects where it's like, you'd want to do it somewhere where you can either make sure that it's all off you if you're going to do it in the hot weather, but then in the winter, I think this is like the project. So like I say, that one got a whole whopping 3 days worth of stitching, and I did my Stitch With Me Stitch With Me recording on the Afghan. Finally, the last one that I've worked on is my Evening in the Park by Chatelaine. This is the one where I've promised and you're holding me accountable that it will be finished by the end of the year. I'll be honest, it's still on its scrolls because I've left it in the living room, and it is a living room only project. I never take it off of its bars. I leave it on the bars, and then it's loaded all ready for me in the living room. But because the weather's been so hot, I just really haven't felt like stitching on it because it's in a place where I can only stitch it in the living room. I've had the odd thread here and there, but I've not really done that much on it. So Evening in the Park by Chatelaine is being stitched on a 25 count Lugana. By colour is Abyss by Hand Dyed Fabrics by Stephanie. I started this is embarrassing, isn't it? I started this on the 28th of December 2016. So I'd said on this channel that I have to have this finished. This has to be done at the end of the year. I have all this gorgeous tree stitching. Let me just move it along. All this tree stitching has been done by fellow floss tubers and fellow stitchers from whenever I've gone to my retreats. So I've got a bit of love from everyone on here who wanted to do a tree for me, and I thank them all from the bottom of my heart. They have saved my soul from the thought of having to stitch every single one of these trees. So yeah, the last time you saw this, I think I had this lantern done. I think I'd done or was finishing up the snow here. The tree was already done, so I've done this bit of snow here and another lantern. Now my plan was last night that I was going to try to get another lantern in here and the snow, so that at least sort of this portion looked finished. And I say finished, it's loosely, because this isn't finished. This isn't finished, and this corner still has some specialty stitches to go in. So when I'm saying it's done, it's sort of not, but I would like to sort of get this portion done so that I can then just move on and do the gate here. And then in real terms, that means that this corner here, although I've got all of this big corner to do and filling in here, it will be lanterns and snow. But there is a whole lot of still lanterns and snow. But you know how it is, people. So but I'll be honest, I'm starting to panic that it's not going to happen. Because although I'm saying I've done sort of, where am I? This side. I've done a lot more along this side. I'm like, although I've done all the stitching, I haven't done the specialty stitches, and I've still got all the beading to go. So I'm beginning to think maybe I should say, well, I'll have all the stitching done by the end of the year, and then maybe over Christmas and New Year will be when I'm doing all my beading. I think that might need to be. Can I get away with that? Does that count? I don't know. I'm getting worried. It's the 5th of August and I still haven't got past sort of this section over here. But I haven't been focusing, and I said I was going to make it a focus piece. So this one I think is the one that I would just leave in the living room now. And it's going to be, well, you don't have anything else in the living room to stitch on until you finish this. And maybe that might make it so that it moves a little faster. But the problem with this one is because I really don't want it to go wrong. I'm sort of trying to make sure that I'm stitching it when I'm not distracted, when I'm not tired, and when the family aren't around because they want to talk, or, you know, you get into discussion, and then I'm not really truly focusing on it. So it is one of those projects that I don't want to be working on. I don't want to be working on that whilst I'm otherwise brain occupied, because it cannot go wrong now. It has to be perfect. So the aim is, as we agreed, because you're holding me accountable, all the stitching needs to be done by the end of the year. But I'm going to cut myself some grace here and say, if I can get all the stitching done, I've met the goal. To get all of the beading done as well. I mean, to say that, I mean, it doesn't all need beading, because to a point, to most of it, I'd beaded as I was going, so that all the beading was done. But all of this bottom section and up that other side that still isn't complete, I'm going to try and do all of that beading in like one foul swoop. So, but that may be a between Christmas and New Year session. Maybe that's how I need to do it. But yeah, there's a lot to go. There's a lot to go, but I said I need all of the stitching done by the end of the year. So I would like to have it all done, including the beading, but I'm trying to be realistic and it's not looking very realistic. But who knows? Once the summer's gone, you know, and I don't want to be outside because it's too cold, maybe I'll get like a proper wiggle on with it, which would be lovely. It would be lovely. So that is it on the stitching side and what I've actually managed to achieve in this last sort of 3 weeks. But it is only 3 weeks, so I'm not going to sit and sweat it. Whip Go, like I said, I did great on Whip Go because I got 2 days, which I smashed out on my general, which was my 18 days on a Gather Moments tray. So we done that one. 2 days on the Afghan I completed because I did 3 days on the Afghan. So August numbers have been called. We are in August now. That was the number 12 and the number 15. So would you believe it? Number 12 is 5 days on my Afghan. Totally achievable. Totally achievable. Oh, now that I found a new way of stitching it without it sort of being draped all over me, I'm like using my beach towel clips to hold it off me. That one will be fine. I think we can do that. And the number 15 got called, and 15 is 1 day of organising. Now the room needs a little tidy up here because I've had my air conditioning installed in this room. So there is no excuse. I don't need to melt regardless of the weather. In fact, I keep having to turn the temperature up on it because every time it blows on me, it's like, wow, that's really cold. So the girls are loving life because they're not overheating whenever I'm here now. And we don't have to just keep disappearing off to the bedroom because it's too hot. So super happy with that. We have air conditioning. But it does mean that my 1 day of organising of this room does need to happen because what you can't see is on that side of the room. There's a table that is full of stuff because everything had to be moved for the air conditioning man to come in and do his connection. But we do have air conditioning. So that's, yeah, you see, so much has happened since we last spoke. So it's been a hot minute since I started this recording because we're now, where are we? It's gone lunchtime. I run out of time. I needed to start work, so I'm now just trying to do this in my lunch hour. So I'm dedicated, people. I'm definitely going to get this video finished for you so I can upload it. So what else to tell you? So not much to tell you. However, there is a little bit of lovely haul, which is my West Green Loft Yarns Fabric of the Month Club. So let me show you what I have today. This is the Fabric of the Month Club. Look at that colour. How gorgeous is that? That is beautiful. As you can see, it just says August Club. 28 count fat quarter. Love, 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 love. Super happy with that. So that is the only thing that I've actually purchased. I have received a package literally between when I started this recording and now, and it is some very, very lovely random acts of kindness that has come my way. So I think we're going to do a giveaway because she did say to me, if there's anything in there that you don't want, then feel free to share it and share the love. So that is exactly what I'll do. So before I get to the giveaway section, there's something that I want to address. It's a bit different than what I would usually have on this channel. But recently on one of my Stitch With Me videos, it was my Afghan Stitch With Me. I'll put a link to it up in the top right hand corner. I received a comment that got me thinking and I wanted to share my thoughts with you all. So here's the comment I received. I'll read it out. I mean, I'm sure you can read, but let's read it anyway. So the comment says, could you do us all a favour and please colour all your nails the same? It makes you look poor by saving polish and not doing them all the same. I don't care if it's the rage and the fad. It's like wearing clothes with holes in the jeans or sweaters being unravelled. I can get better clothes at a thrift store. These fads are an insult to proper grooming. Really? Was going to watch until I saw the blue nails with one undone. No thank you. No longer interested. And yes, I'm not feeling well. And then being subjected to this nonsense. No thank you. Well. These kind of comments I consider offensive, me personally, and it is my channel. Now I confess I did reply to the message, which I know I shouldn't have done. Even my mum was shaking her head at me. She was like, why? Why would you answer that? Why would you even waste your time on it? But their comment said that they were feeling unwell. Well, I've got to be honest, that comment made me sick to my stomach. I went against my usual practice. Normally I would block, I'd delete, I'd do all of those things where I'm like, do you know what? Not interested in anything you've got to say. But I didn't. I let my feelings get the better of me, let's say, and I responded. And this time I've decided that I'm not going to delete the comment. I'm going to leave the comment where it is, and I'm going to leave my response to that comment exactly where it is. And you can see, you can see my comment. So I have no objection to constructive criticism of my stitching on this Flosstube channel. That's acceptable, because if you're going to comment about my stitching, or you feel that I didn't do it right, those types of things, I'm all fine with that, because that's constructive criticism and that is acceptable. But derogatory comments about us as people are most definitely not. That's not fair game, and it's never going to be okay. So moving forward, she says, I will refrain from giving these people my time or even a concern. I'm not going to. No. I normally don't, and I must have been having my own bad day because I felt that it was acceptable to reply. I did do it very civilly, I believe, but felt that I needed to defend myself. So on this occasion, I did defend myself. However, to other content creators on Flosstube who I know have received some nasty messages, there have been a few videos that I've watched where they've said, that's it, I'm done. There was one person that sprung to mind the other day that she did a video. I think she had a shop. She was sharing stuff from her shop, and someone basically was just hounding her about the fact that, oh, you're just there to sell things. You're just here selling things. Well, of course she's selling things. She owns a shop. Of course she's going to share what she's got on her shop. But because of the comments and the nastiness that she received on those videos, she said she's no longer doing Flosstube. She's not doing videos. She's got a Patreon account that if you subscribe to, then you will see all of her content. But for us general viewers, we now lose another Flosstuber, all because of criticism and nastiness and comments that are, really unacceptable. This is a nice community. I know that. I've been in it long enough now to, I have had my head above the parapet on my Flosstube videos. You've seen it all, warts and all. And I would say 98% of the time I will have nothing but lovely, lovely comments. However, there are those nasty comments, the ones that make you wonder why you're doing it. They make you wonder whether it's worth doing it. And they genuinely make you feel really bad, because you're like, well, it's me. I did something wrong, or I've offended someone, or I've done this, or I've done that. I think I've had so many comments that have been like that now that I've grown broader shoulders, and I don't take personally a lot of what people have to say when they're criticizing me as an individual. But to the other content creators on Flosstube, and I know that you've had and received comments that have an emotional impact, because that's what it is. It affects our own insecurities, because we're all insecure. Even when you think that we're way out there and we're all over, we're all over our Flosstube videos. We must be the sort of people, we've got so much self-confidence, but that isn't the case. But what I'm going to say to you now is, don't do as I did, do as I say. I'm leaving that comment on there. I'm going to leave the video up. I'm leaving the comment on it, and I'm going to leave my reply on there. However, moving forwards, I won't be replying. I'm refusing to reply. And there's a reason. Because for every negative, hurtful, derogatory comment, there are so many lovely comments. I don't need to defend myself, because you know what? It's human nature to want to defend yourself. But these negative comments, they're there just to blast you. They just want to, you know, they just want to say something nasty to you. I have realised now that I don't need to defend myself. You won't need to defend yourself, because you know what? This lovely community of people will defend you for you. They will go on, and when people start viewing that video or looking at that video and they look at the comments and they see that comment, they will be like your warriors. They will be the people that will go and defend you on your behalf. So when you get a nasty comment, unless it's a comment that's got swearing on it, or it's, you know, XXX rated and it's really obscene or anything like that, I would advise you to try not to keep going back to that one comment, because that's one comment out of all those beautiful comments that you get from everybody else that have nothing but nice things to say to you and support you and help you. Leave that comment where it is, because when you have your regular viewers, or your, you know, your Flosstube warriors, your Flosstube warriors will defend you for you. And believe me, their words will be a lot harsher and blast that person back much better than you ever will. It is the best feeling in the world to know that the people on your channel will defend you. So let's keep spreading kindness, creativity, and have fun on Flosstube. Don't let those people win, because 98% of this community are glorious, and they are lovely, and they are supportive, and it's fun, and that's what we're here for. So on that note, fun time people. Like I said, random acts of kindness received to me, which I will share all of the goodies with you on another video, because otherwise this video is going to be another monster video, and I need to speed this up because I'm supposed to be working and I'm doing this in my lunch break. I'm going to do a giveaway. I'm going to do a giveaway because these are the items that I received that I know I won't need or use. So I'm going to share the love. And that's exactly what the lovely person that gifted all this to me, this is what she does. Me and her, you know, she'll send me stuff and say, if there's anything in the box that you want, of course, keep it, Teresa. But if there's anything you don't want, share it with the community. So that's exactly what I'm doing. So the first one up is the cross-eyed cricket summer. Now, you know, I don't need these designs because I have these designs. I have all of these designs, so I won't be needing them. So the first one is summer. So in a comment, of course, don't mention the word giveaway, anything like that. Somewhere in your comment, say the word summer, and I will enter you into the draw for the Cricket Collection Summer. Of course, the next one, it's again the Cricket Eye, or the cross-eye cricket. It's all part of the collection. It's the series. This one is the winter. This is the one that I did. So again, in your comment, somewhere in your comment, mention the word winter, and I will add you to the draw for winter. The next one is the autumn. Love this one. You know I've got this one. Again, in the comment, mention the word autumn, and you'll go entered for that draw. Of course, it's a seasonal thing. We have spring. This is one that I've actually got up. I know it's not spring, but I've still got it up on display in my house. So say the word spring in your comment and you will be entered for that one. This one is a different one. So this is a Rosewood Manor design, and it is called Oh Feathers. It's not something that I would stitch, but if you would be interested in entering into this one, I want you to mention the word feathers or feather. So next we have, this is a new designer to me. I've never heard of this designer. I've never seen these designs before. This one is Spring Season. Now, because we've already said spring, I don't really want to repeat the name, but this one is Spring Season, March, April, May, and then it says Hopping Bunnies. So let's say the word bunnies in your comment, and I will put you in for the draw of this one. This one is the summer season, June, July and August. Buzzing bees. So should we say the word bees for that one? It's very summery, isn't it? Like that. The next one is the autumn season, September, October, November. It says pumpkin patch. So let's say the word pumpkin in your comment and I'll enter you to draw for that one. And this one is the winter one. December, January, February. Now, I know it's winter, but it says the word Valentine's. So I think it makes sense that we use the word Valentine's for that one. So if you put Valentine's in your comment, then I will enter you into that one. And then finally, the final one is this one. It is an Emma Louise art stitch design. It's a scene from Cornwall. It's a whole kit. As you can see the size. It's a 7x5 inch. It's got everything in there, including the Ada. It's got the needle, it's got the threads, and they're all anchor threads as well. So if you would be interested in this one, I want you to use the word Cornwall. That one, Cornwall, in your comment, and I will get them posted out to you. Now, when am I going to draw these, I hear you say? Well, we've got a bit of a busy life thing going on this week. I've got a big LT offsite for the rest of this week. So I'm going to various locations in London. It's going to be a bit hair-raising. No stitching is going to happen whilst that's going on. So then I am going off for a long weekend to go and visit my dad up in the Midlands. But then after that, things should settle down, she says. Famous last words. I might do its own separate video just as these are the winners of the giveaway. In fact, let's do that. Let's do it as a separate video. So I will do it on a separate video. I will do it at the end of August. So she says, let's consult with the diary so you know when the close time is. Let's say I'm going to close the draw on the 25th of August. And I will make sure to post a video of the winners by the end of the month. So you have until the 25th of August to put your comment in this video with the word of all the ones that you want to be drawn for. And I will put you in the mix for that. And then I will post a video for the giveaway winners on the last week of August. Okay, that's it, guys. We're done. We're done. That's it. Yay! What can I say? Not much stitching, lots of talking. But I think that some of the things that I've had to talk about in this video needed to be said. If not just so that I get it off my chest and make the point on my channel, because it is my channel. I get the right to do that. But also for any other floss tubers, because there are a lot of you out there, and there are a huge amount of you now. And I would hate to think that people that are new and fresh to being a floss tuber would stop doing it because of those comments. Because I know that some people, it's hurtful. But I think if they know it's not just them, and you know, you can be a floss tuber that's been on here for 10 years. I mean, I've been here, I think I'm about 10 years now, 10 years on Flosstube. But there's people that have been around for longer than me. We all get it. We all get them comments. It's just how you deal with it. You know, sometimes we have to laugh it off. Sometimes we have to just ignore the comment. Yes, you can delete them, but by deleting them doesn't give your actual community the chance to defend you and blast them. And to be honest, once they're seen in one person's comments, you tend to find that a lot of people they'll find them. They'll find their comments on other videos, because we all watch everybody's Flosstube videos. So yeah, just wanted to put that out there. So on that note, people, I hope you have a wonderful August. I'm going to have a very busy August, but I'm hoping to get some stitching done, or at least some stitch with me's. And I have a couple of weeks where people are traveling and things go a bit quiet at work. So I have my fingers crossed that I will have some joyous time of stitching, some extra floss tube hours to watch. So until next time, people, thank you for your support. Thank you for your kindness. And until next time, bye bye for now.